Flag on the play, NFL Real Talk.
With Brandon and Kennedy.
Justin Tucker for the win. Whoa, baby! Oh, just good. And the Pacers are saying no.
Hey, what's going on, people? This is your boy Brandon coming at you for another episode of NFL Real Talk with Brandon and Kennedy. Got some exciting stuff for you on this show today. It's a few days late. I do apologize for that. Being a expecting father or soon to be father, you get busy sometimes with the mom to be, and you find yourself in labor and delivery classes and stuff of that nature. But nevertheless, I'm back. We're back. I'm here for another episode of NFL Real Talk, your favorite NFL podcast. I do want to get to a few games that happened in week 3, but I want to start this particular show out by dedicating this beginning segment to a quarterback who was highly overrated coming out of college, if you ask me. And if you remember, I said something about him, I think after week 1, about how he still couldn't cut it. And I'm talking about one Josh Freeman, former starting quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was benched in favor of the rookie Mike Glennon from NC State. I can't really say that I didn't see this coming, because if I did, I'd be lying. Because if you remember back, I think it was the week 1 podcast. Because it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Jets, and I said that Josh Freeman still can't cut it as an NFL quarterback. Fast forward 2 weeks later, he gets benched in favor of the rookie Mike Glennon. And you can't if you're a fan of the NFL, you can't really say that you're surprised, because I'm not. I mean, it's sad. The dude was a first round pick. 17th overall. Tampa Bay selected that guy in the 2009 the 2009 NFL draft. 5-year veteran. And this guy, he never really did anything to wow you. He's not a wow quarterback, if you understand what I mean by that. Every quarterback's not going to wow you. Alex Smith is not going to wow you. Brandon Weeden is not going to wow you. But the guy, he has a 58% completion percentage for his career. Newsflash, not going to cut it. Not going to cut it. Especially in today's NFL. We've seen the NFL evolved over the last few years to a passing league. 58% completion percentage, it's not going to cut it, dude. Also, over that time span of his career, he's got 80 touchdowns, along with 66 interceptions, along with 35 fumbles. 35 fumbles. You're not going to make it far in the NFL if you turn the ball over. You're just not. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to touch on that for a few seconds. I'm actually excited about the rookie Mike Glennon. I'm here in North Carolina, so I get to see a lot of NC State football, and I'm gonna tell you, the kid can ball. He's got an arm, man. He's got a rocket for an arm. He's accurate. And, to me, it was a steal where they got him, if you ask me. The guy's smart. He doesn't stare down receivers. Now, here I am, hyping this dude up, and I hope he doesn't come out and suck. And if he does, it's okay. Under any circumstance, should they consider putting Freeman back in back in there as starting quarterback, he's done. They've got to move on from that guy. Maybe he can catch on with another team, in the offseason or something. But his days as a starting quarterback for Tampa Bay Buccaneers are over, and they should not be resurrected under any circumstance. Sad but true. Moving on, I did want to revisit a couple of games that were played, or a few games that were played this past Sunday for Week 3. Want to start out with the Colts at the 49ers. Now, granted, again, this show is a few days late. Thursday night football, Week 4 has already started. Thursday night football, we had the 49ers and the Rams, and of course 49ers trounced the Rams 35-11. But everybody's saying that the 49ers that in that game they got back on track. I'm not buying it yet, because here's why. Because of their Week 3 performance. The Colts came in there and they did something that not many teams have been able to say they could do, which is going into Candlestick Park and manhandling the 49ers, out-muscling the 49ers, being more physical than the 49ers and wiping them up and down the field. There are not many teams that can say that. There's just not. And the Indianapolis Colts, they're not even known to be a physical football team. Yeah, Jim Irsay goes on Twitter and says, yeah, we need to be more physical. Okay, but man, you're talking about the 49ers here. Nobody's done that to them lately. Maybe we're witnessing something special with Indianapolis this season. Maybe we're witnessing the beginning of a miracle season for the Colts. I don't know. But for them to go in there and do that 27-7 at the 49ers, it just doesn't happen. And like I said, the 49ers came back and trounced the Rams. Okay, it's the Rams. Show me something. Show me something. Beyond that. I need to take a look at the schedule, because I'm not sure who they play next. But before I say that they're back on track, they've got to show show me something else, because I just, to me, the way that team is built, and what that team is known for, losing 27-7 at home, getting out muscled at home, it's just unforgivable. I'm sorry, for a Super Bowl contender. This was a team that was in a Super Bowl just a season ago. I'm just saying. What's the little abbreviation for that? IJS. Yeah, IJS. You just can't let it happen. Well, we'll see moving forward. I'll take a look at their schedule and see who they're playing next, but we'll see. Now, the second game that I wanted to revisit was Detroit at Washington. I can't put my finger on what exactly the Redskins need to do in order to start back winning games. I got an idea about the defense. They're horrible. They've given up the most yards over 3 weeks in NFL history. Not too much to be optimistic about concerning that. If your defense is going to be bad, your offense at least has to try to hold up their end of the bargain. Now, RG3, he says that the Redskins are close to turning it around. Okay, that's fine. But there are deep issues with this team that suggest otherwise. They can't cover anybody. They can't really get to the quarterback like they need to. They can't protect their own quarterback. They're just starting back to get the running game going. That's going to help. That's going to help a lot. But you're still not going to win games unless two things happen. Unless you get to the quarterback, unless you get to the opposing quarterback a lot more than you have been, and RG3 needs to continue to get his sea legs back under him. Now, they go to Oakland this week. To me, for a team that maybe started, let's say 2-1 or 3-0, I would call it a trap game, but going into Oakland 0-3, that's not a trap game. I view this game as a save your season type of game. You can't go into Oakland and lose to Oakland if you want to turn your season around. Granted, the Raiders are better this year than they have been in years past. True. But still, if you want to turn your season around, you can't go into Oakland and lose to Oakland. You just can't let it happen. Turn Alfred Morris loose on that defense. It's probably going to be a close game. Oakland can't really they can't score that many points. I'm not sure if Terrell Pryor is going to play or not. I know he suffered a concussion on Monday night against the Broncos, and boy, how about those Broncos? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Terrell Pryor is going to play or not. I haven't checked. But let's just say he does play. That's going to be a heck of a task to go in there with the team that you currently have, with the defense that you currently have. I'm talking about the Redskins. With the defense that you currently have, with the offensive line that you currently have, that's going to be a tough game to win. Because, number one, Oakland's defense, they're pretty good. You wouldn't think that after looking at the game Monday night against the Broncos. But newsflash, everybody's going to look bad against the Broncos this year. I give this team a legitimate shot at going undefeated. They're just scary. But back to the Redskins. This is a game that I believe you have to have. Yeah. Now, last season you went into the bye 3-6 and you came and won 7 straight. Okay. Fine and dandy. You cannot expect to do that every season. You can't have that mindset that, okay, we did it last year, we're going to do it again this year. This is a different team this year. Your offensive line wasn't as bad last year as it is now. Your defense wasn't as bad. Now, your defense was average last year. Your defense is horrible this year. So you can't go back to last season and say, okay, yeah, we can do it again. Yeah, it's possible, but likely? No. So you have to go into Oakland, and not only do you have to beat the Raiders, you have to make a statement in that game, meaning that you can't go in and beat the Raiders by 3 points. You got to go in there and beat those dudes by a couple of touchdowns, in my opinion. Is what it is. Moving on. The other game that really shocked me, and I'm sure it shocked everybody else, was the 38-0 beatdown that the Giants took at the hands of the Carolina Panthers. I don't know. I don't know if I need to give more credit to the Panthers, or I don't know if I need to put more blame on the Giants. I know one thing. It's going to be a long season in New York if Eli Manning continues to turn the ball over at the rate that he's turning it over right now. Most interceptions in the league. He's thrown the most interceptions in the league. I think he's thrown. I can't remember how many he's thrown thus far, but he's thrown the most interceptions in the league. Now, granted, his offensive line, like the Redskins, they're bad, but they got a reason to be bad. They've just been ravaged by injuries. I don't know. I'm not sure if David Deal's coming back this week, but they need him bad. They need to get everybody back that they can, because every week now Eli's running for his life and he's making horrible decisions with the ball, and he's turning it over. They have no resemblance of past Giant teams that struggled early in the season and turned things around to make a run at the end and make the playoffs. Now, they are in a division. They are in the weakest division in football, which is the NFC East right now. Dallas being a lone team with a winning record at 2-1. But I mean, 9-7, maybe 8-8. 8-8 may win this division this year. 8-8. When was the last time you've been able to say that about the NFC East? But anyways, the Giants they have no running game, and I don't know if it's because Hakeem Nicks didn't get his contract extension or he didn't get a new contract in the offseason, but this guy, I mean, after week 1, he's just fell off the face of the earth. You can't do that if you're in a contract year, son. I mean, you still got to go out and play. Help your quarterback out. Somebody help him out. They're 0-3 and giving up, I think, 38 points a game. So, yeah, I mean, that game was just ugly, but I thought it was worth mentioning just because of who we're talking about, which is the Giants. And a couple people asked me if Tom Coughlin should be on the hot seat, and I say not yet. He's won you 2 Super Bowls. Not yet. Give him a chance to get his offensive line back. Give him a chance to get his running back situation together. And then after that, if they still struggle, then yes, put him on the hot seat. Set it on fire. Do whatever you want, but not yet. Don't put him on the hot seat yet. All right. I'm gonna get ready to pass this thing over to Kennedy, and when we come back, I'll give a short preview of week 4 and of things that I expect to happen, and also make a couple of bold predictions. I'll be back. Here's Kennedy with your Mayweather segment for week 3.
We like to party, dancing with Molly. 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 We like to party, dancing with Molly.
Hello, everyone. This is Kennedy for the Real Talk. I started off my weekly Mayweather segment with Miley Cyrus. Yeah, I know, Miley Cyrus. But that loop was just that. It was just a little shot at Von Miller, who likes to dance with Miley or Molly. And all of you heard the real story this week why he got suspended for 6 games. It's because he tried to corrupt a test because he was dirty with drugs in the system, mainly Molly, the purest form of ecstasy. And he tried to use one of the test takers, who was a willing participant, to help him get past the NFL drug test. And so that's why because this was his first offense, instead of getting 4 games, he negotiated to get 6. He could have got a whole year for this stupid stunt because he loves to pop drugs. And he's dumb. You know what? I'm not going to even. I was going to say something about Texas, but I can't even mess with people with Texas. No, he's just dumb. And the problem is, he's hurting his money long term. As you can tell, earlier this year, Clay Matthews got a big deal. Brian Cushing got a big deal. You perform. I mean, that rookie contract after Stafford got his big money, and they dropped everything down to a rookie pay scale of $19 million and going down for all the first round picks. After you get that, you get paid if you stay clean and do your job. He was doing his job, but he couldn't stay clean. Now, J.J. Smith, J.J. Watt, who was also in the draft with him, is going to get paid, unlike him. Aldon Smith, who has his issues and enter into rehab, is in the similar situation with Mr. Miller. Talented, but I think Aldon Smith has problems, so I'm not going to compare Aldon Smith to Von Miller. I think Von Miller's just dumb. He's just dumb. He's just a dumb lame walking around with thick personality glasses with no freaking lenses in it. Dumbass. Then the next person on our list is Jacoby Jones. Jacoby Jones stepped up last year and helped the Baltimore Ravens win the Super Bowl. Then, first punt return in the first game of the season, his player ran into him, got a leg contusion. Come to find out, it was a sprained knee, going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So, Brian McKinney was on a party bus from Baltimore to D.C., and on the party bus, there were strippers. Little sidebar to that. Brian McKinney loves strippers / hoes. If you remember a couple years ago, in I think 05-06, a bunch of Minnesota Vikings players were arrested on a party boat, aka sex boat, in Lake Minnetonka. They actually was on Lake Minnetonka. And Brian McKinney was one of those individuals. Brian McKinney and Fred Smoot arranged the meeting because Brian McKinney doesn't want to find a good girl. He doesn't want to find a wife. He wants to find that hoe. He wants to find that stripper. So on the bus, they was popping bottles, and something happened, and some stripper named Sweet Pea, some chick who's like 5'2", bust Jacoby Jones over the head with a big bottle of Ace of Spades. And if you ever seen a bottle of Ace of Spades, that's a big ass bottle. For one, I don't know how she picked up that bottle. And two, why did she bust it over his head? So she busted over his head. He bleeding profusely. Some of the other Ravens players and his boys want to jump. Mind you, the grown men want to jump a 4'2", 4'8" woman. Brian McKinney jumps in, tries to stop everything not because they're trying to beat up a woman. And you would think, oh, he's trying to protect a woman. No. He knows his remarks were, no, Sweet Pea would never do anything that bad because he loves hoes. Now, along with the sprained knee, Jacoby Jones got a lot of blood missing and a bunch of stitches. And once again, Ray Lewis might be right because they do probably have leadership problems. And speaking of Joneses, Adam Pac-Man Jones got arrested again for something stupid that Adam Pac-Man Jones does because he's Adam Pac-Man Jones. I don't know why he's in the league. He barely gets interceptions. He barely knows how to cover anybody. He can't return punts. He's still in the league for some reason, and he does stupid things. And blah, 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 blah. Adam Pac-Man Jones arrested. Blah, 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 blah. He sucks. Blah, 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 blah. He does this all the time. Get rid of this lame. Jesus. That is the list of Mayweathers this week. Sending it back to the home studios in Parts Unknown in North Carolina. Talk to y'all next week. Bye.
All right, big thanks to my man Kennedy for the Mayweather segment. Another good segment there. As I said before, the Mayweather segment, that I was gonna do a little preview of Week 4, and also make a couple bold predictions. Got a pretty average slate of games coming up this week. Got a few division matchups with the Bears at the Lions. That should be a good one, and the Giants got to go to Kansas City. Boy, 0-3 against 3-0. I don't see the Giants beating the Chiefs. The Giants still have offensive line problems, and the Chiefs get after the quarterback. How about that, Justin Houston? Yes, he is on my fantasy team. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Steelers got to go to the Vikings. Battle of 0-3 teams. I wanted to call them something else, but I'm glad I caught myself. Battle of 0-3 teams. That's just gonna be a crap fest, But I give the Steelers their first win of the season. I still don't like the Vikings. They're Adrian Peterson and nobody else. We got the Cardinals at Tampa Bay. Another battle of bad teams, but I am going to be watching this game because I do want to see Mike Glennon perform in his first NFL start. I think he's going to do a good job. I think he's going to be a good QB. We got the Seahawks at the Texans. That should be a good one. I don't know who to take in this one, but it should be a good one. Colts at the Jaguars. Boy, why can't every team play the Jaguars at least maybe 3 times a season? At least guarantee everybody 3 wins. I don't know. It's just me. Another division matchup between the Jets and the Titans. I don't know about that one. Titans beat San Diego last week, but really an impressive showing. Jake Locker, he's having a pretty good season, but jury's still out. Eagles at Broncos. This is going to be a good one, but the Broncos are going to win. The Eagles can't stop anybody on defense, and if you have any type of defensive problems going up against Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos, it's going to be a long, long day. Redskins at the Raiders. I want Washington to win this game. It's for the sake of the fans. Because there are a lot of Redskins fans that are still living in last year, and they're banking on that 7-game run that they had last year to save them again this year. And for the sake of their fans, I want the Redskins to win. However, I don't think they're going to do it in Oakland. Oakland has a very underrated defense, and they get after the quarterback. Sorry, Redskins fans. I want to do it, but I just can't. And Sunday night, we got the Patriots at the Falcons. That's going to be a good one, but I do like the Patriots in this game. I don't like the Falcons this year. I didn't like the signing of Steven Jackson. I was one of very few that didn't like it. Nobody listened to me when I said that Steven Jackson, he's not going to play a full season. He'll be injured by week 4. What week is it? Week 4. He's injured. Now it's down to Jacquizz Rodgers and I can't remember, Jason Snelling. They're Matt Ryan and they're Julio Jones and who else? Tony Gonzalez maybe? I don't know. But they're going to lose this game. Patriots take it, I think. And also we got Monday night, the Dolphins and the Saints. What would usually be an afterthought is actually, I think, is going to be a pretty entertaining game. The Dolphins are good this year. And I told you I was going to make a bold prediction. This is my bold prediction for this week. I like the Dolphins to upset the Saints in New Orleans. And I'm also picking the Dolphins to win the AFC East. I picked the Patriots before, but I'm changing it right now. I can do that. I'm the host of the show. I can do that. I'm changing it right now. I'm picking the Dolphins. And that's your Week 4 preview. We're getting ready to get out of here and sign off. Until next week, this is your boy Brandon for Kennedy saying peace out. See you guys next week. And don't forget to hit us up, NFLRealTalk@gmail.com and also NFLRealTalk.weebly.com. Hit us up. See you next week.